Hello friends, I'm Colonel Failure and you're back with Transport Fever Peninsula, where we're starting our escapade watching one of the latest trains to... Well, you've used the camera really well there, Chief. Good job. What was I saying? Something about a train. There's a shocker. We're just heading into Rapture right now, where one of our two train services that head in this direction are coming in. In fact, it is the new one. Yes, it is. Well done. Good. I'm glad you've got your brain tuned into exactly what's going on. We've got a bit of monetary problem going on at the moment. As you can see, we're 200 grand in the red, but that's okay. No, you can stop panicking. We've only got a 10 million loan at the moment, so I've got money available should I want it, and I do. But if we look at last year as a good example, our income for last year was 2.5 million. Very nice. Our running costs were 2.2 million. That's a delta of 350 grand we've got going on there. And as such, we should be glowing glorious. We're not glowing gloriously because we're back into replace the vehicles mode. Everything needs replacing. So we're constantly short on cash, but that's okay. I've got a plan to get us out of that. Okay, I say I've got a plan to get us out of that. Largely what it involves is pausing the game and then making a couple of adjustments. Now, the two adjustments that are going to make the biggest difference are in helping to funnel more passengers here to the station in Rapture, and then secondarily up here in Elmore. There is more that can be done. Now, neither of these are easy fixes. All right, okay, tertiarily, Zion as well, because if I can get these two trains working at close to capacity, then we're going to make some bank. So let's pause the old game there and get this show on the road. Actually, no, let's unpause the old game here. Go on, get out. Go on, get shot. I need some operating space, and that should do it. Now, the reason for pausing is because I'm about to take a loan, and what I don't want that loan to do is immediately furnish a whole bunch of replacement vehicles. That will happen of its own volition in time. However, what we do want to do is add a second street connection. Pretty straightforward stuff. And then manhandle those streets in such a way that we've got a few more connections up, because it will facilitate a little bit easier AI town growth, and as a result, we will all be wealthy. That's the goal, anyway. Right, okay. Let's see if we can't get around there. It'll work if you've got the cash. Okay. Well, let's make the cash happen. I'm going to borrow 2 million quid. All right. Okay. Let's not get carried away and blow it all recklessly. Let's blow it all recklessly eventually. Actually, what I want to do here is, well, if we how far will you extend without being awkward? If we keep it on the flat, I mean, that's only 21 grand. I can afford to a do-over on that if it doesn't work out. Let's see if we can get a road round here. Now, this doesn't need to be a big road. We can just do a little one, which will allow for a little bit more building. And that's really what we're about, is trying to get the AI to go, oh, yeah, we'll build here. Oh, I can't really reach anywhere. Can you reach the station? Yes, then you should. We'll also sacrifice a building here in order to get us a main connection. That building's only cheap, so, that's life. And then we'll carry on with that as an idea over this way. The only downside you've got there is possibly... never mind. Let's go as far as about there and accept that, and then maybe work this down. That looks a bit better. Now, the other thing that we could do is I could then run this all the way along here, possibly thread up underneath these two bridges, because it's really not going to take very much demand growth for the town here to actually start populating out this station really quite well. Well, also, since I'm close, I'm going to do that bridge thing that I just spoke about in a moment. 29, 51. 29 would be cheaper then. Okay, good. So the goal is really quite a straightforward one. Is we'll just set a few ideas in place, and I've seen the AI do it a couple of times, where they'll go, "Oh, that's a nice idea," and turn it into a full road, bulldozing buildings for you, which means that I haven't got to pay for them, which is good. That's a very positive manoeuvre. I don't think we're going to get much more out of that. Although if we come around here, take it down to Paradise City, something like that, where the grass is green, you're right. And do that, and that might turn into something, you never know. But anyway, keep going with this fella here. Do you need to go uphill a bit? I do, rather. Okay, well, go uphill a little bit, and then presumably you need to go downhill a little bit. I do, rather. Okay, well, we can allow for that, just as long as Johnny Automatic Builder can figure out what he wants to do with what we've built for him. Then that's all good. And then one more connection about here somewhere. Too much slope. I doubt that. Actually, I don't doubt that at all. Look at all this interference we've got going on here. That's never going to work out well. You're going to need to figure out somewhere else to do this. Well, you've got a little branch going off there. That's attractive. What about around the corner? Well, I think you might struggle to get around the corner. See, look at that. You've got a bit of TAC going on there. Damn you, TAC. Well, yes. But, honestly, I think you were faintly optimistic there. A little bit of a zoom in, and you'd probably have detected that for yourself. All right, take your bulldozer off, otherwise you might cause untold damage, which you will then have to tell. Although, now, we do have a little bit of a slush fund available for some judicious smoothing, which might make life a little bit more pliable. In this area, if we do some of that. And a smoothing, bizarrely, is actually part of the solution package that we're going to be deploying today, but not necessarily. Look, first time, beautiful. And then route that round under here, and just keep your fingers crossed that the AI gets wind of it as a notion, thinks it was its own idea, and gets to work. So that should probably do it for Rapture. I think that's... Well, we've zoomed out quite a long way there. Did I just find a button that does that? No, you just used your mouse wheel, Paulie. Okay. So I think there's... I don't know. I think there's some merit in that. We'll see how it pans out once we unpause. Next trick... We're not unpausing yet. Because after I've finished all of this fandango, I shall pay back as much as I have left, if there is anything left. Not quite that big, about there will do it. Now, if we smooth this bit out here, as expensive as that's going to be, it has created some building ground there. I suspect rather strongly that the AI is reluctant to invest in major terrain works of that kind, and therefore my doing it on its behalf might just spur it into action. Might not, but there's no harm in giving it a go. Second Street for you as well. You can't align it. All right, allow me to assist. I know that is quite severe. Yeah, that's another 100 grand down the pan. It's okay. Look, this pays for itself. If we manage to get some more passengers going on these things, they will pay for themselves really quickly, because the route length is pretty good. And wait, no, what? Actually press the accept button. It's a small feature, but nonetheless relevant. If these the route length that these two trains run on is sufficient to actually make a sizable amount of income. But while they're only transporting 4 or 5 passengers, then that's not ever going to happen, ever. Not in this lifetime. What do you think? Bend it around there? You could do. What about a little bit more genteel? A little bit more gentile's got some merit, with a spot of that, and then take out from this crossroads and merge onto there. There you go, AI. Don't say I never do anything for you. That one is slightly less complex, but then we move over to Zion. We have rather emptied our bank balance there, but Again, if this pays off, it'll be worth it. One building will be removed. Progress. Right, so I mean, there's an easy connection there. Just hook that business up, hook this business up, and we should be in business. Yeah, I mean that's some pretty flimsy commentary you've got going on there, son. I mean, work hard. What's that in aid of? I mean, it's exciting for people driving over it, but no, just ease it down a bit. There you go. In fact, if you were to ease down all of this, that's a lovely bit of building behaviour. It's expensive. Yep, it is. There you go. Lovely bit of building behaviour. Oh, lovely. How much is this costing? That's only 50 grand. I mean, come on, that's peanuts. That's barely anything. Right, there you go. Look, we've made that beautiful. And we're going to have a fair amount of remodelling of this kind to do as we work our way around the landscape, because I mean it all needs it. I did a bit of when I set this map up. The first thing I did was loaded it, paused it, put the no cost mod on, and smoothed out quite a bit of it. As you can plainly see, I didn't smooth out anything like as much as I needed to. But that's how you end up with a really quite entertaining challenge map. Where are we? Are you going to give us a connection that doesn't make me just want to hurl? How's that? That's adequate. As good as adequate. Yeah, as good as adequate. And then just do a bit of that. Get a bit of this. That's it. As long as you tell it what is potentially on the table for future expansion, sometimes you end up with it. Right, down to 100k. Are you going to waste that as well, or are you going to let the game figure out what's next? No, let's let the game figure out what's next. Now, I suspect that Rapture, given that it's got 2 incoming sets of personages, is going to be the first to respond. So here we go. We are back in motion. I see a couple of road vehicles. Oh, they've spent that in a hurry. Mind you, it was the end of the month, so I don't think anybody got their order in before I was skinned. Let's have a look. No, nobody managed to pilfer any of that. That's unfortunate. Well, yeah, but it's also somewhat inevitable. Now, I'm going to activate a bit of high speed here and see where we get. Because if this pays off and it manages to cover the kind of the outgoing costs that I've got in terms of renewing my vehicles, then I should be at a point where I don't have to hang around waiting for cash. And we're already in the early 1900s now, so we've missed a fair shake of early steam. But it's because route laying is so ruddy expensive because of the wonkiness of terrain. Look, this is my excuse, and I'm sticking with it. I think if I can make a goods route work, particularly if it were food, which will probably be my first go, although obviously oil is the easy one. But any good goods route early on should lead to a rapid period of expansion, given the money that it will generate. How are we doing now? Oh, we've got 140 grand's worth of purchases. Running costs 149, income 171. You have to take property maintenance is not rolled into running costs, but even adding those two together, we're still viable. So there is some. I'm feeling optimistic, as much as we're just sat here with the game at high speed now, waiting for something to pop that looks good. Maybe it's a case of a watched town doesn't pop. Let's go and look at a town that we didn't watch. Come on, Elmore, don't let me down. Maybe we need to wait for the new year. Now that sounds like a viable excuse. I hope so. You've got a building going on here. I suspect it's end of year. Well, in which case we will see it in but a few short seconds, because it's November now. So in but a moment's time, we will see high drama, as we get lots of buildings crop up around here. Place your bets. Time's running out. Last chance. Here we go. January 1st. So far, not a lot. And no, I really was rather banking on something turning up there. Now I've got 8 million worth of loan left available to me, or have I? Or is it 18? It's an amount of loan left available to me, so I need a monster profit maker. And I was pretty sure this was going to work. There we go. Not let down. Zion springs into action, and we're getting a new building that is within catchment. I think that one's new as well. I could be wrong. Year built 1903. No, it's not that one. Okay, well, a building is being built, and with any justice in the world, we will soon get some viable behavior. What the heck's going on here? The Zion commuter has got 42 people waiting. To which I say, the Zion commuter has obviously not got enough vehicles on it. What have you got on there? You got 3 obeisants, sat on there at the moment. Let's change that up. Well, we have done already. We've got Max waiting to go on there, but evidently no real impetus for that to happen soon. Yeah, I mean, come on. If we can funnel these people around, that's money. There you go. There's another one in. Is that another one? No, that's the 1903 you saw before, but that's new. So we're definitely getting some jobs cropping up around here. What are you? You're residential. Okay. All right. Okay. Yeah. All right. Yeah. All right. And what else? Okay. Spin by Elmore. Come on, Elmore. Come on. What's your problem? What's going on? Do I need to play the same trick on you that I have done on everyone else, where I change your primary drop-off point? I suspect I probably do. Have some faith, people. We're gonna get through this. We're 200 grand up on the year so far. All right. I mean, look. It's gone green. Look, it's gone green. It's not green anymore, but it went green there briefly. And therefore, everything's got to tell you what might work. There you go. Everybody buy your vehicles. Get it done. Yeah, if everybody replaces those vehicles, hold everything. Don't replace your vehicles. Hang on. An important thing has just occurred to me. Oh, have you left it too late? Commuter arc and replacement is... I've already done it. Good lad. Yeah, okay. As long as we're replacing with new tech, everything is golden. Right. Okay, good. Right, well, in that case, take the money back out. Everybody, go shopping. Get yourselves replaced, because the more that you route people around these places and betwixt these places, the better we'll be. Not to mention the fact the lower the maintenance costs will be in the process. Yeah. You see, this is clearly a well-baked, well-thought-through plan. It's almost certainly going to... Look at this, that's a private flipping car, which basically means we do not have long to try and turn this around. Because once real traffic starts turning up and they're getting stuck behind my buses, I've got to compete with the upper speeds of private-owned vehicles. Right, how much have you got on you now? 18. Speak to me of your finances. You're in profit this year, but you dropped off right at the start of the year, so we won't celebrate that too much just yet. But we've just finished the first quarter, and you've done 123k. So if you manage to do all 4 quarters, then that's 400 and change, which puts you in profit. Look, we're going to play through to the end of this year before the end of the episode, and we will see if that's the case. I'm even leaving Fiasco's train notes up there to see if that happens, because I'm clinging to what little hope I have in making this work out. Back in profit again, 40k up. Now, I just need that to be higher than what? 340. If that exceeds 340, then we're in business. Now then, what have we got going on here? Double builds, that's good. 2 builds there is helpful. Anything else? Another bit of upgrading going on. Because I think of all of them, Rapture's actually got the most viability for growing more. simply because it has the more usable land, despite the fact that it's very coastal. If I were to smooth all of this lot out, I think it could grow quite dramatically. But as you've just seen, the smoothing costs involved are pretty hectic. Right, we should be arriving with Frank any time soon. Come on, Franklin, old son. I believe in you. You are the warrior chief. You are the princess of power. Make it pop. Here we go. Money time. 275. 275 is not going to cut it, although that is up on last year. All right, now you've got a month and a bit to make your way down the hill, which is, I mean, it's good you're going down the hill because that's faster. Yeah, he's going to make it down the hill. Keep following. I know we're doing it at high speed, and that's a real immersion breaker, but we're not in an immersion episode. And another immersion episode will come across your screens before too long. But first I want to see if this pays off or not. And December 17th, 18th, but he's got to wait for the station. Oh, it's going to be close. No, he's not going to make it. Not going to make it. Just missed. Okay, well, he was up. And this one was worth 67k. So that would have taken him to pretty much exactly the same as his running costs. Okay. That's getting closer. And as you can see, we've got some build going on out here. So it is going to get better. But slowly. However, the good news is, I think I've probably, flipping out, 2 million's worth of new vehicles. Let's pay that down. I think I've probably replaced almost all the vehicles that need replacing now. So we're running at a more efficient level. I'm saying that quite slowly. Why have you not checked? Great. Yeah, brilliant. What's your quandary there, Sunshine? Details. You're only 8 years old. Okay, well let me give you a pointer here. Replace all of them. 100 grand. Yeah, it's fine. I'll give them brand new ones. That's fine by me. Arkham Hogs cannot be held up by two flipping old school buses just kind of going, oh, look at this, we're keeping the art alive. Okay, you're not keeping the art alive, you're running me into bankruptcy. What's going on with Bo Peep and Caprica? Well, the replacement's on, but you're only 4 years old. I'll tell you what then, you, oh my giddy aunt, go and get sold. Now, that might seem a little bit rash, as probably because it is. But more than that, it's because these new vehicles have got higher capacity. And is there a route that I am not being afflicted by vehicles of many ages? Of course you'll have that problem, because everything replaced first time around at a staggered fashion. Yeah, they're going to replace this time around at a staggered fashion as well. Okay, well, look, here's the thing. We've made a rash move. I've still got enough left to try and put a profit earner in place. So I'm going to do that in the next episode. We're going to tackle oil. It's high time we got some goods rolling. And I think 18 million quid is more than enough for us to at least experiment with it, even if it ends up with complete financial ruination. As promised, I'm going to stick the save game up for you to make use of yourself. You'll find the link in the first comment below. Anyway, I've been Colonel Failure. Thank you very much for watching today. I'll be back shortly with another one. See you soon. Cheerio. Well, there's always a plan to get out of trouble, and I'm going to be potentially in trouble for quite a long time in this series, because there is no obvious money printer out there, and the number of places that I need to connect up in order to create even the smallest rail network is quite extensive. Perhaps one of the easiest ways to get out of trouble would be to invest heavily in a rail network that connects 3 to 4 towns, and then a commuter service along there would actually pay off quite nicely. I know that for a fact, that will almost certainly work. But that does then lead to a situation where I'm going to have to wait for a long time in order for it to start to pay off. So I'm looking for rapid bang for buck ideas in terms of turning things around. And I think that oil may be our saviour.